Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Lee Whitaker here. I'm at the Ashbury Golf Resort, and one of the processes that we offer here is a ball fitting. Now, I thought what better way to show you guys at home what we can offer here than to get one of the best in the business to give me a ball fitting to show you the process that you will go through if you come here for a ball fitting. So today I've got Titleist's product specialist ball fitter Tom Hiscock down, and he's going to put me through a full ball fit, and then at the end of it we'll see which ball's best for me. But what it will show you guys is what a proper ball fitting is all about. Okay Tom, welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming down.
Pleasure.
Let the viewers at home know what you're going to put me through today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're obviously here on the holes at the Academy course, which looks amazing. I'm going to take you through a golf ball fitting. So obviously golf ball is extremely important when we're playing. It's the one piece of equipment we hit on every shot, so to make sure we're playing the right golf ball is really important. And before we start the process, I think the most important thing for me to encourage everybody to do who's watching this video is to begin with, just try and select a golf ball that you like and play the same ball all the time.
Because that's really important. You see really too many people playing different balls they pick up and find when they go around, and the differences between those balls can be massive and that's where they see their inconsistencies when they're playing golf, isn't it?
Yeah, and so many people come up to me and say, well, I play off 25, it's surely not that important. But actually for those golfers it's even more important, because they're more inconsistent, and therefore it's really important that we rule out as many variables as possible just to help from a consistency point of view. Okay, so process of a ball fitting, what will we be doing today? So we're going to start with a 50-yard pitch. The 50-yard pitch is purely to highlight the benefits of playing a premium golf ball. I'll talk you through that as we go, but it's really going to highlight the differences between a premium golf ball, be it Pro V1, Pro V1X or AVX, against something from the less expensive golf balls within the range, be it True Feel or Velocity or Tour Soft or a golf ball of that nature. So really just highlighting the benefits there, and then we're going to look at a full pitching wedge, a full 7-iron and a longest iron, and then we'll look at the driver to finish with. Okay, let's get started then. Cool. So say for instance you were playing loads of different golf balls, and you were playing like Strixon Soft Feel, Callaway Chrome Soft, Pro V1 now and again, or you just played a cheaper golf ball. This is where we'd start. So the 50-yard pitch. If you were, I know you are, but hypothetically, you just played a premium ball, whether it be TP5 or Strixon, Z-Star or Pro V1, we wouldn't really need to do this, because the 50-yard pitch really is just highlighting the difference between more expensive balls. Yeah, so it's there to demonstrate the benefit of Pro V1 over True Feel, because some people like, I don't see a difference. It's this area where you see the difference. This is where you see the difference. Okay. Yeah. So off the tee, they're all going to go the same distance, whether it be Pro V1X or Soft Feel, roughly the same distance off the tee. That's why, we start here and we work our way back. Yeah. Obviously, all the golf balls are designed to be distance balls, because if they weren't, they wouldn't sell. Yeah. But as you spend more money in this area of the game, you get more control, essentially. Yeah. So we're going to start. I'll put the balls down blind. Okay. So you don't know what you're hitting. Cool. So what we're going to do is I'll just get you to hit a few shots to begin with, and I think the middle of the green should be about 50 yards from here, mate. Okay. Cool. Yeah, 50-yard pitch shot, Yep. Oh, wow. That stopped. 52 yards as well. 51.7. Oh, stop it, mate. That's pretty good, isn't it? So again, with ball fitting, because it can be relatively subjective, because we're human and we never swing the club the same twice. We tend to work off the best strikes. So how was that on a scale of 1 to 10? Probably one of my better strikes when it comes to wedges. That was a good one. That. Perfect. By the way, it stopped as well. Yeah. Felt lovely. Great. It's really, really good. So what I'm going to do now is pop a different golf ball down. I won't tell you what it is. And I'll just ask for your feedback, really. Once you've hit it, tell me how it feels, and maybe a bit of feedback with regards to the flight of it, possibly, and then the reaction when it hits the green.
that one went a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Didn't stop as quick as the first one.
Yeah.
So I liked the flight of the first one because it went in lower.
Yeah.
So I felt like I could proper attack the flag, and it stopped. That went in, popped up a little bit higher. So I actually expected it to stop quicker. Yeah. But didn't. It bounced and rolled on.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are the traits I'd expect to see from that golf ball. So from 50 yards, the main reason why, again, we sort of do this experiment is to kind of help to dispel that myth of clubhead speed.
Yeah.
So you, me, Tiger Woods, a lady member here, a junior member, anybody from 50 yards is going to swing at the same speed because we're trying to achieve the same distance.
Yeah.
So it kind of dispels that myth of clubhead speed with regards to the golf balls and how they work. And because we're swinging the club so slowly, we're only activating the cover of the ball.
Right, okay.
So the cover of the first golf ball is very different to the cover on this golf ball.
Yeah.
And that will be highlighted in the numbers that we have a look at in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, it's just not stopping that golf ball, is it?
And it's
really...
like
I hit that one quite well as well.
Yeah, awesome. So, with the 50-yard pitch, we're only looking at spin. When we get into the slightly longer shots, we're going to look at some other parameters on the TrackMan, but we're only looking at spin with the 50-yard pitch. So
I've never had a ball do what that first ball done, ever.
Yeah.
Like from here, it was always a chip and run shot for me because I've never been able to. Probably technique based, but I think I've just proved it's not technique based.
Yep.
It could be ball based. But that first ball, I was just like, literally came backwards.
Yeah.
You've never seen the ball do that.
It's really interesting because going back to the kind of clubhead speed, again, because we're swinging it so slowly, we're only activating that cover system.
Yeah.
So we're only looking at spin from 50 yards. Ideally, if we can achieve 5,000 revs of spin as a base, that's going to give us really a good chance of stopping the golf ball.
Yeah.
So on the first shot you hit, you can see this, 5,800.
Okay.
So that was a very good one.
Right.
So you're activating that soft cover system, which is going to give you that spin. Regardless of your ability, even if you were off 28, that Pro V1 is still going to give you the spin over the velocity. That's why the premium balls are better, because they get you closer to the hole.
Yeah.
And have you low your scores.
That makes sense. Flashed, isn't it? No. Oh, I need to be a professional golfer, I think.
You really do. That was really good.
That's just landed where that other Pro V1 did.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that flight.
Yeah.
I love that flight. Oh, sign me up for that ball.
A lot of spin, haven't you, there? It's good.
Cool. I love that. It's high enough to be nice, but it's penetrating enough that if I'm into wind, I'm not going to see it coming back and hitting me.
Yeah. A really good thing to kind of remember as well is the golf course is always trying to take spin away from you. Whether it be the lie, whether it be moisture, whether it be
grass
between the club face and the ball. So it's really important that we give you enough spin from the golf ball.
Oh, there's a thin.
Yeah, that's alright. I'll bill you for that one.
Yeah, I would do as well.
Of the
There's a handicapped golfer coming out.
Of the three you've hit.
That ball's fault.
Yeah, definitely.
Great strike, that one. Second ball, 100%.
Okay, cool.
I can't really judge the third one because it was a bit thin.
What about the first one? First one.
It felt alright. If I'd have hit that, I'd have been happy with it.
Yeah.
But when I saw the second one, I wasn't happy with it. I'd prefer the flight of the second one.
Yeah. Cool. So what I'm going to get you to do now, different golf ball, same shot, just get you to do the same thing. Yeah.
You can replicate that all day. I do like that. High. Oh my god, it's gone mile.
I think I've done that, isn't it?
I don't feel like I hit that any harder. So Tom, we've come back a little bit because you wanted to see a full wedge, because I said to you it was like 120.
I didn't realise how powerful you were.
Stop it. Because like I said, at 120 I was like, as a golfer I struggle with the feel shots. I'm fine at full speed.
Yeah.
when I've got to take something off is what I've got to learn to do.
Yeah.
And that's why when 120 shots there was a thin in there and stuff, but you give me a full shot is where I'm happy.
Yeah.
So we've come back a little bit to hit full shots, and is this where we're seeing a difference with the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's nice that it's kind of matched up with what you preferred in the slightly shorter pitch as well. So first ball was Pro V1, which you commented was a really nice strike.
Yeah.
So you've achieved 100 feet in height, which is great. Your spin is at 9.3, which is great.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, perfect, which is kind of what the pros are looking to achieve. That's the average PGA Tour. And then from a landing angle point of view, you're at 48.5 degrees.
It's ideal, isn't it?
Perfect, yeah.
Anything between sort of like 45 and 50, isn't it? Where we're
Yeah, I think we're always looking to try and
Higher end
achieve,
of it.
yeah, upwards of 45 degrees, with 50 being optimal. So where you are is perfect.
ideal.
With Pro V1X, it was higher in spin. The flight was similar. We would expect to see a little bit more height from Pro V1X on a like-for-like delivery.
It's just like a couple of yards less carry, isn't it? But
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
better
got
spin,
more
less
spin,
height,
but-
same design angle.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's whether, when it's like that and it's relatively similar, it's a case of what do you prefer? Because the numbers are relatively similar. I know that the delivery was slightly different, but also this is where on-course testing is going to be really important. So once we finish the whole fit,
At the moment, if I'm coming back to this sort of level,
yeah,
I'm preferring the second shot with a 50 yard. That's a
Yeah.
defining factor. I didn't see enough
yeah,
in these two balls
yeah,
to say, oh, that one's better than the other one.
yeah,
When we did the 120 yard one, there was that one that stopped dead, and I liked that. And then when we did the 50 yard one, it was that second shot. So
Yeah.
they're the ones at the moment that are going, I prefer this ball because of that. From here, there's not enough in that. We're talking
Yeah.
1,000 revs and 4 feet of height.
yeah,
I'm not seeing that
Yeah.
from here.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not. If I'm seeing the difference between 4 yards at 100 feet high, then
yeah,
like I need to be at a Bushnell or something. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm not seeing that difference. So
Yeah.
for me, that's still the defining factor. Is
That's-
that short pitch shot?
great. And that's great. So because from our point of view, the golf ball needs to be working in every facet of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And there might be, when you go out and do some on-course testing, when we finish this and I give you some balls to try side by side, you might go, well, this ball is better in 4 of the 5 categories.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that one because it's the majority of the categories I prefer it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I could, take you through this whole process and say, look, this is my recommendation, Lee, but you need to go and try them, and your preference is really important. We
Yeah.
need to marry those up as well. So it's an interesting one.
So Tom, between that last year's, is it like 2-year cycle?
Yep, 2-year
So
cycle.
what we're on 2019 Pro V1
Yeah,
to this one, is there a big difference in the ball?
yeah, huge difference. So, and we get asked that question quite often. So the golf balls have been completely revamped. So with both golf balls, we've got a lower compression core. Pro V1, that's going to give you a softer feel. The outer core of Pro V1X, which has a dual core, the outer core is softer to, again, give you a softer feel. We've got a softer cover on both golf balls, which is more durable.
Yeah.
It's going to give you more spin in the irons and wedges. We've got a firmer casing layer, which is going to drive lower long game spin on both golf balls, and the dimple pattern is completely different on both as well. So
You should see a flight out.
see it.
Will your average golfer see the big difference, or is it more the elite tour players that are seeing those differences when it comes to them balls?
I think a bit of both. Since the golf balls have been available to the public, a lot of the feedback we've had is they both definitely feel softer than they did.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of golfers do buy the golf balls based on feel.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's been really positive. We've had great reports from some of the tour players. A really big shift from players that have played prior generation into the new product, which has been really, really good as well. Faster ball speeds, so a bit more distance, and the spin's been a massive factor as well with the shorter clubs. So yeah.
Right,
Brilliant.
so let's give 7-iron a go then. See if we've got enough room.
Wish I had that properly. Is that your typical shape then? Bit,
Yeah.
Bit right to left.
I'll take that.
So from a height perspective, 90 feet, 6'3" in spin.
That's good. That's good for me. I've been down in the 4s recently.
Yeah.
Probably launch angle in around 15 to 16 recently.
Okay. Yeah. Landing angle 43. So a fraction on the low side.
That lower, yeah. Okay, so we just take one more shot quickly. The rain came, so I'll put the camera away. So is that comparable to the first one?
Yeah. So in terms of distance, they were fairly similar, just a couple of yards between them. So the first one was Pro V 1, spun at just under 6'4", okay. 90 feet in height, landing angle 43 degrees.
That's probably what I'm quite happy with that, because of the way I'm playing golf at the minute. That spins up and the height's up for me for what I'm working on, so I'd be quite happy with that.
Cool, great.
I know what you'd be looking for would be a little bit more of a higher ball and a descending angle, but for where I am in my swing at the moment, they're pretty good numbers for spin.
Again, that's going back to what we were saying earlier, your preferences are really important. It's fine for me to stand here and say this is what you must be using, but there's got to be a bit of give and take. So the second ball that we recorded there, Pro V 1X, higher in spin, so it's 7,000.
Probably too much, isn't it?
A bit too much.
I know it's people want 7 and the tour players want 7, but for me, that's on a bad shot. That could go higher at 8, and then that becomes a balloony ball flight for me.
Possibly, yeah. And it's interesting with the flight though. So the delivery was slightly different. That was 10 yards lower in flight. Sorry, 10 feet lower in ball flight.
What was more spin?
With more spin.
What's the difference in carry?
8 yards.
Oh, shorter. Shorter. What was less height, more spin?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Which
would make sense, yeah. And your landing angle, because it's gone lower, your landing angle shallower. So
it's not stopping when it hits the green. Yeah. So out of those two,
it's a toss-up.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see a lot of difference between the shots, the height and things.
Yeah.
But when you look at the data, for me, Pro V 1 beats Pro V 1X on this length of shot.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I don't know what ball it was, but there's that second shot with the 50-yard shot, and then Pro V 1 from here is probably where I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
What it
So
would be.
Interestingly, that tallies up quite nicely, because the 50-yard pitch that you really enjoyed was with Pro V 1.
Okay. So at the moment, it's good. Pretty much Pro V 1, isn't it? Right, Tom, we're coming indoors because it's raining.
Yeah, it's not very nice, is it?
So we're going to do long iron and driver now. So what are we looking for a similar kind of thing when it comes to long iron and driver?
Yeah, so from a data point of view with an iron, obviously we would still consider your longest iron a scoring club. Yeah. Because I assume you're still looking to get it relatively close to the hole.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So similar parameters to the wedge and the 7 iron when you're hitting your full shots. So spin, peak height, descent angle. And then when we get into driver, all the golf balls in the premium sector should be very, very similar off the tee for spin. Yeah. But because the dimples are different, on each golf ball, we'll see a difference in ball flight. Okay. So it's just making sure that the flight matches up with your iron, really. Right. Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Right. So my longest iron is a 2 iron, but I'm going to use my 4 iron because my 2 iron is more of an off the tee club than a.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's interesting because when we going through the process, we typically fit the golf ball to the wedges and the irons. Yeah. And we fit the ball to the drive. We fit the driver to the ball. Yeah. Because the driver nowadays is adjustable. You can tweak loft, lie.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And they're all the same off the tee from a spin point of view. It's just making sure that it's doing what you want it to do. Yeah. But like you say, 2 iron and anything above that is going to be more of a distance club, isn't it, as opposed to a scoring club?
I very rarely will use it into a green. If I've got that sort of distance, it'd be a soft 3 wood or a hard hybrid. Yeah. It's more of a windy day, off the tee type club for me. Cool. Or if my driver's not having decided it's not going to work day. A little bit skinny, I'd say. Yeah. Got that one. That's a good shot for a 4 iron.
Yeah. Awesome. So you spin there at 4.4. It's really good.
Is that angle 43?
43, yeah. And then peak height
32.
32, yeah. So from a height perspective, from a spin perspective, we're in a good place. From a landing angle point of view, we're not far off where we want to be, but your height's great.
Pretty similar shot. Almost identical.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So that was X. Yeah, so peak height's gone slightly higher.
Yeah.
Descent angle of 44.2.
Slightly higher.
So it's higher, and your spin's up at 5,000 or 4.9.
Is that too much for 4 iron?
No, not necessarily. Again, the more spin you've got from further away, the more help you've got stopping the golf ball. But it's important. This is where the on-course testing again will come into play, and where it'll be really important. So because it's relatively close between Pro V1 and Pro V1 X in every area, the on-course testing, playing the golf ball side by side for maybe 3, 6 or 9 holes, 18 if you can do it, that'd be great. Just to compare the golf balls in every area.
Every facet of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But those numbers are good, as are the numbers with Pro V1. So that's where that preference thing is going to come into play.
At the moment, there's still nothing. There's nothing in that test from 4 iron that swayed me away from the two preferences of the spin with the 7 iron and then that 50 yard pitch shot. Yeah, there's nothing so far that's, because they're so close. We're talking it's so strike dependent, but there's nothing that's jumping up above it.
No,
it's those two things that stick in the memory as going. That's what I want.
And for us, that's great, because that just shows that our methodology when it comes to ball fitting is working, because that's where we're starting with those shorter shots and just working our way backwards towards the tee, and those shorter shots are far more important, because although you're looking to get the golf ball from this distance, you're looking to get it on the green as close to hole as possible.
Bit pot locking that.
It can be, can't it?
There's less at our sort of level. There's less ability. It's more I want to hit the green.
The green, as opposed
whereas
to
when I'm 50 yards in, it's like I want to hit like that close to the pin.
yeah, absolutely.
From this distance, it stops there. It's more luck than judgment mainly.
Yeah, it's still a scoring club, but it's a scoring club potentially in brackets, isn't it?
Yeah. If I get on the green and 2 pot, it's a scoring club.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's the ball data. So we've got.
Yeah, so the first one, the top one was V, bottom one was X.
So we've got very similar ball speeds, similar launches, similar side angles, similar spin.
Peak was higher with X, which is what we'd expect to see. Yeah. But it was still low in spin, so you haven't sacrificed distance. If anything, you've gained a little bit. Yeah. So that's where it's really interesting. A lot of people find that quite interesting, that the golf balls can all be the same off the tee. And I remember chatting to Dan about this as well, and he said he couldn't believe, he tried true field all the way through to Pro V1 X off the tee with the driver, and he said I couldn't believe it was virtually the same.
Those two strikes felt very, very similar to me.
Yeah. So those, you take those that data into account, and you put those on the golf course. It's a case of which is going to be more preferable. And
there was similar flight. I mean, that's obviously 40 yards left, and that's 70 yards left, but that started left.
Yeah.
Because I struggled to line up in here, but if I'd have hit both of them, I'd have thought they'd have gone very similar distances.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how, for a similar ball speed and a similar spin, it's 13 yards in that side height, isn't it? So it's longer in the air, takes longer to land. So and I think this is why, because that's more about distance, which is stupid.
No, yeah.
This is why I was playing X, because I was getting more spin at the lower end, more spin on my irons because I was low spinning it. Yeah. And I was going further off the driver.
Yeah, and this is where.
And it goes back to you saying this is where I need to test it on course, because now with that, and I know it's strike dependent, but they felt very similar, and the numbers show it as being a very similar strike.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, I don't want to give up 13 yards off the tee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whether.
So can I get X to spin on the green?
Yeah, well, X will spin more.
Yeah.
On the green, so it's whether you're happy with it in every category. Again, isn't it? I think
it's like I didn't see a great deal of difference apart from it span a little bit too much with a 7-iron.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it spin like Pro V1 did on the green. But that's strike dependent.
Strike dependent, yeah. Because
if we went out there and hit 10 with each, there'd be one in that 10 where the X would do it. So it's
absolutely. It's like you say, this is where the on-course testing is really important.
Yeah.
So you can go and hit them side by side over quite a few holes, whether it be 6 or 9 holes, something like that. If you can do 18, even better.
So a massive thank you to Tom for coming down from Titleist. I hope you've all learned something from that ball fitting, and this is a process that we offer here at the Ashbury. So if you are in the area and you do want to look at coming for a ball fitting, contact me and we can book you in for a ball fitting, and you can go through the process that I've gone through today with Tom. If you've liked this video, please do hit that thumbs up down below. If you're new or are returning, please do hit that subscribe button. But for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all on the next video.